Hey guys, welcome to my brand new career mode. As you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, we are going to be taking over RB Leipzig. I want to say a massive thank you to all the people that left comments on the last video talking about which team I want to do. It was so difficult to decide. I've spent a long time. I've made 3 separate career modes with Leverkusen, Gladbach and RB Leipzig. I wanted to play a couple of games and look at the team, have a feel for it. And ultimately, it came down to which team I just enjoyed playing with. I love the RB Leipzig kits. I love the stadium. The team they've got from the start is really exciting. I enjoyed it more. So I'm not going to lie to you guys. It would have been silly of me to go for the other team with the other players because I don't think I would have enjoyed it as much. This team excites me. I'm ready to go. And there is going to be something a little bit different with this series. So if you really wanted Leverkusen or if you really wanted Gladbach, I completely get it, but just hear me out. Here is the RB Leipzig team. It's pretty strong, right? This is the default lineup with the latest squads. It's not what I'm going to be running with. There's a few players that I definitely want to bring into the team. But what I want to do something different with this series. What I want to do is maybe not every transfer window, but certainly every season, I'm going to sell a top player from my squad. I think that will make it much more interesting. I think RB Leipzig are a team that could potentially happen to for a long time. It happens a lot in the Bundesliga when you've got a team like Bayern who quite often like to take the best talents from each club in the league and then buy them and put them into their own squad. So, you know, there's so many players. Goretzka is the latest one that comes to mind. I think I want to do that. So, for example, Werner is going to go. I've already used him in my Arsenal career mode. He's really good fun. But in January or at the end of this season, Werner is going to leave. And then it will be a task. It will be a challenge to then go ahead and find a replacement. And then maybe next season we'll sell someone else. And not become a feeder club, but it's going to make it harder for me to really compete at the top. And the ultimate goal, of course, will be to win the Bundesliga. I think within 2 to 3 seasons, despite selling my top players every now and again, I think that's achievable. And of course, we want to do well in the Champions League. So straight off the bat, I've told you the idea behind this series. It isn't just about buying the best young players in the game because that's not what it's going to be. We will be selling some talents. So Werner will be the first one. Werner is leaving. I'm sorry, RB Leipzig fans, if you're watching. I love the guy. I know he's your best player, arguably. But we will be letting him go in January or at the end of the season and bringing in someone else. And you probably have an idea of who I'm looking at. There's a couple of names. And maybe in the future, I mean, Upamecano, he's been linked with many transfers away, and so is Konate. And who knows who will go? I will probably put it down to a vote, so you guys can decide which players will be sold, as it would happen in real life, I guess. Because I just don't see players in real life playing for RB Leipzig without winning any titles staying. They're probably going to leave to one of the bigger clubs. It's what's happened to Arsenal over the years and many other teams around the world. So that's going to be the idea for the series. It isn't a normal career mode. It isn't just building the absolutely OP team that we always tend to do. It is going to be about replacing players as we go. It's part of the challenge, and I'm really excited about that. So let's take a look through the squad here. It is in a default 4-4-2, which I might start with. I quite enjoyed it when I played a couple of games with RB Leipzig, but I'm also probably going to be experimenting with some other formations as well. But Werner and Poulsen up top, I mean, it's a very good front two. Sabitzer, and then we've got Lima, Dem and Forsberg. I'm probably going to pronounce some names wrong. Is it Dem or is it Deme? I'm not 100% sure on that guy. Then we've got Holstenberg, Orban, and then we've got Upamecano, Klosterman, and Gulashi. I really am going to struggle with some of these names. We've got Schick on loan. Cunha, I no idea how to pronounce that guy's name, but he's a beast, by the way. We've got Nkunku, we've got Lookman from Everton, Mvogo, Mukiele, Konate, Haidara, Wolf, Sarachi, Campbell, Candido, Ilshanka, Ampadu from Chelsea. Is he on loan or is he permanently signed? I'm not actually sure. We've got Adams, great young American player, and we've got a few other players on the reserves here that probably won't see too much action. But honestly, it excites me, this team. I'm really, really excited to get going. Yes, I think Gladbach and Leverkusen would also have been a very good series. I would have really enjoyed it as well. But I just thought to myself, all right, if I do Leverkusen, am I going to regret not doing RB Leipzig? Or if I do Gladbach, am I going to regret not doing Leverkusen? It just came down to the fact that I enjoyed RB Leipzig the most out of those 3 or 5 games I played with each side. And I love the kits. I love the stadium. I love the direction this team has been going over the last few years. Yes, they got an injection of cash, but they've done so well with that money. And there are players here that will leave in real life and I will match it. So we will try our best to keep it somewhat realistic. In terms of signings, I'm not limiting myself to just Germany. For example, I know a few comments were stick with German players or, you know, just don't go outside of the Bundesliga. But no, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to restrict my transfers. I want to bring in players that I feel like will fit really well. So let's take a look at some. So I've added a good few names to the list here. Straight away, you guys knew this was happening. Now I'm going to try and find a mod for his face because it looks nothing like the kid. And also, I want to change his picture in-game, so I'm going to try and find a mod to do that if we sign him. But he is, I mean, everyone's talking about him. He's been linked with RB Leipzig and Dortmund. Apparently, he's already been to visit the facilities and stuff like that for a January move. Now, in-game, you can't sign him. He's just joined. So that's not something that's going to happen right away. Maybe in the future, he is the Werner replacement. Very different player, but certainly one that I would love, love, love to use in this series. We've then got Ndika. I don't have a left-footed centre-back, which can be a little bit of an issue. We've got tons of really good young centre-backs, Mukiele, Konate, Upamecano, but none of them left-footed. You guys know I like to have my left centre-back left-footed. It does make sense. So he's probably a good choice. We've then got Szoboszlai from RB Leipzig, from RB Salzburg. Now, of course, RB, Red Bull, it's the same with RB Leipzig, and they have previously swapped players before. So he could be one to look out for as well. Now, Havertz, I don't know. The only reason I've added him is because he was probably the sole reason that Leverkusen came up for me in the list of clubs that I wanted to try, because I love Havertz in the game. So maybe a future signing at some point. Certainly not right away. We've got Bailey in there as well. Another reason why I thought Leverkusen would be a great shout. So the two main players, I've listed them. Why not? We've then got Dilrosun. I loved using him in my Hertha Berlin career mode. Maybe a future signing as well. We've got Rafinha. I am looking at right wingers or left wingers that are left-footed so I can play them on the right. Inverted wingers are the way to go. Rafinha is a good player. We've got Tovan as well. Could be extremely good. Bit expensive though. We're looking at probably 40 million for him. And then we've got Traore as well. Another very decent player, but a one-star weak foot doesn't really get me that excited, to be honest. So those are the players we've got shortlisted for now. I don't know what I'm going to do in this window. I think it depends on what players I'm looking to sell. But certainly, I think a winger would be very important. You know, I have a real worry that my right wing isn't very strong in terms of inverted wingers. At the moment, we've got Sabitzer there, who definitely more of a central player, if you ask me. We've then got Lookman, who's right-footed. I guess you could put Schick out there, but I probably wouldn't want to do that. Wolf is okay. I guess he could play on the right if we wanted him to. Haidara can play there, but certainly not something I want to do. And then there's no one else, really. I don't have an out-and-out right winger, so I think that's going to be my main focus. If I'm going to play Lookman, I'll play him on the left. I see him as my backup to Forsberg. We've got Nkunku. I know he's played on the right sometimes, but again, more of a central player. So you guys kind of see where I'm coming from there. I think signing a right winger is probably the most important thing we'll do. But let's go ahead and organise the team now. Do I want to go with a 4-2-3-1 like I did with the Arsenal save, or do I want to go with what they use? I think for now, let's go with the flat 4-4-2, which is solid, by the way. It's just not a formation I've used very often in this game. Right, so in terms of what I want on the pitch, I guess we'll put Sabitzer on the right for now. I want Upamecano on the left, and then I'm gonna take Orban out. I know he's the captain. I know he's a very popular player with RB Leipzig, but this is FIFA. Come on, guys. Playing Orban wouldn't be a great idea when I've got such good options. So I think Konate comes in there with Upamecano on the left because he's got a higher weak foot. He's got 3-star instead of 2-star. So I think that makes sense. Haustenberg on the left, or do we go with Surachi? I'm not so sure. I think we stick with Haustenberg. He's going to be our set-piece taker as well. Very good at free kicks. And then the goalkeeper is absolutely fine. So in terms of the bench, we have Mukiele And we've got Srirachi. Let's go ahead and move some of these players around. Who do I want in midfield? I kind of want to go ahead and put in Haidara on the right side, and then maybe a Campbell instead of Deme. Now, again, I know he's been there for a while. I get it. Some people might not like the fact that I'm taking some of these players out, but it's FIFA. Remember, I just want to make the strongest team I can out of the players I've got. For me, it's either Nkunku or it is Campbell. And now Campbell is an 83 rated player, so it probably makes sense to go with him. Defensively, he might not be as great as some of the other players we've got, like Nkunku or Lema, but we'll have them on the bench for that exact reason. And then we're going to take out Schick for Wolf. I think that's what I want to do. Bring in Nkunku as well. I think that's good, although we've got Adams. See, this is why I want to do RB Leipzig. They've got so many great players, man. This is a solid team. Who do I replace on the bench? This is really difficult. Let's compare the two here. So we've got Lema and Adams. Adams is younger. He's only 1 rating less. However, Lema has much better stats. He's quicker. He's got better shooting, better passing, dribbling and defending. Physically, he's not bad either. I think it makes sense, doesn't it, to keep Lema in there. But Nkunku's a really good option. And by the way, I'm going to adjust all of the positions. As soon as I've recorded the first episode, I'm going to go in and edit their positions so it reflects how I want to use them. But I think it's pretty clear to see that we do need a right mid, a right winger, a left-footed winger to go there. And that is my task for this episode. So let's save that. I'm also going to put a few players up for sale that I'm just not going to use. So let's go ahead and do that now. We've got good goalkeepers. That's absolutely fine. We could loan out Candido. Let's go ahead and add him to the loan list. We've got Ampadu there. Let's go ahead and add him to the transfer list. If you haven't got a face, you're not in my team, I'm afraid. Talabidi. I've actually not seen much of this guy. He's a prospect. Doesn't look like he ever will make it into the team with the amount of centre-backs we've got. Ilshanka. I know, again, he's a bit of a legend almost, is he? I guess he's been around for a while, but I'm not going to use him. I'm going to keep him. I'm going to keep all of these guys here. We could loan out Winter. Wow, that is one hell of a haircut. My God. You can't even see. I'm cutting out his face. Yeah, he's got an interesting haircut, to say the least. Then we've got, to be honest, I might as well transfer list him. 56 rated. Yeah, and him. Bidstrup as well. We've got so many good players here. He's out on loan. What do we think of Hartman? Maybe loan him out. He could come in handy at some point. We've got Augustin out on loan at Monaco and Schick in on loan. So we've got some options up front. So if we get any offers coming in, we will take a look at them. But now let's go ahead and jump into the transfer market. Again, I'm cutting off these players' heads. I didn't even realise before. Who do I want to go for? See, Szoboszlai is not going to work. He's right-footed, and I see him as a cam. I don't see him as a winger. I mean, Havertz could do a job on the right, but what a waste that would be. Basically, it is Bailey, Dilrosun, Rafinha, and Tovan. I don't want to go Traore, so we're going to remove him. Will I ever sign... See, I'd have to choose between these two. Szoboszlai and Havertz. Who would I go with? Oh, I don't know. We'll leave that for now. Yeah, it's Bailey, Dilrosun, Rafinha, or Tovan. Who do we go for? I do like Tovan. I actually think he would be a really good choice. He's a very, very high-rated player already. 83 rated, 26 years old. And I think he could do really well for us. Rafinha, I like him, but... it's not the most exciting signing. Dilrosun could be decent. Maybe we should just scout them further. And of course, we all know what we get with Bailey. In a 4-4-2, I don't know how good he would be. I almost see him working in a 4-3-3, so he can be a little bit more inside. Whereas Tovan, I think he could do a better job as just an out-and-out winger. So I'm quite tempted to go with him. He's going to be very expensive, but... let's go ahead and approach to buy. Let's see how much it would cost. And we can always move players around in the future, you know. So, there's the manager, by the way, that I've created. Again, I've tried to go with kind of me, but the all-black suit, going with a Simeone type feeling. Right, we're going to go with a player swap. Just see if there's anyone that we could offer. Nah, don't want to offer any of those guys. Don't want to offer any of those guys. Don't have a winger to really give. We could try El Sanka here. Doubt they'll want him, though. No. So we've got 64 mil. We've got quite a lot of money here. So I'm quite tempted just to offer money. We'll offer a transfer fee. And it's probably going to be about minimum 45. So I'm going to throw in a cheeky 37.5 bid. And let's see what they say. Right, they've accepted it, kind of. They're going to ask for more money and a sell-on clause. Wow, I wasn't far off. They want 5% and they want 39 mil. Okay, how about I give you 35 mil and I will give you 10% of a sell-on clause because I'm not going to sell this guy. Come on, surely not. Let's see if they'll accept that. No. 38.8 and the 5%. They want the 5%. That's fine. We'll just go to 37.5 plus that 5%. Are they going to accept that? There you go. Okay, so looks like our first signing is going to be Tovan. I actually think that's a really good deal. Big fan of him. I think he'll slot into this team very nicely on that right side. A very tricky player, technical ability to the max. And I think he'll be good at getting crosses in as well. I mean, imagine if we have Poulsen and Haaland at some point. Is that how you say it, Haaland? Haaland? Imagine that. Those crosses coming in for 2 6'4" strikers. The headers are going to be going in from every angle that you can imagine. Right, crucial first team player role, that's fine. Let's go ahead and sign him up on a 5-year contract, if possible, please. Let's go on, take 5 years. Go on, you know you want to. There you go, thank you very much. Doesn't need a release clause, that's fine by us. How much is he going to want that? What? He'll take a pay cut. Okay, we're going to remove that bonus. We're going to give him... I'm going to give him what he was on and offer him 400k. Is he going to accept the deal? Yes, he is. Maybe could have got away with a little bit more there, but it doesn't really matter too much. We've got a lot of money, and I don't want to make too many signings. But Tovan is our first signing. Let's go ahead and assign him a shirt number and put him in the team. What number is going to be available? Let's have a look. Let's go find him. Tovan. He's got number 15 at the moment. We can give him 12. Jeez, everything's taken. What about a 20? No. Everything's taken. Even 17. Lookman's taken 17. I guess 15 will have to do. That's kind of unfortunate, though, isn't it? It doesn't look great having such a good player like that. We could... Nah, we're not going to change Sabitzer's. I know this actually doesn't matter. To most people, like, who cares? We could give Klosterman 2 and give Tovan 16. What do we think about that? Let's give Klosterman first team status properly. Number 2 shirt for him, and then Tovan can have number 16. That's what we're going to do. And that is our first signing. So let's put him into the team. Sabitzer will go onto the bench. And, well, I guess he takes the position of Wolf, which actually kind of sucks. But then Wolf doesn't fit into a 4-4-2 very well. So it is what it is. We've just got more numbers now. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. First signing done. Who should be captain? I guess Forsberg is the best choice. We could give it to the keeper, though. I think the keeper makes sense. Yeah, why not? We'll give it to the goalkeeper. I quite like a team that has a goalkeeper as captain because they see the whole pitch, right? But then you could argue they don't really get to communicate with everyone as easily. They have to shout everything. So I think that's fine, though. Tovan has improved the right side of our pitch, our formation, very, very nicely indeed. So we do, in fact, have a pre-season tournament kicking off. And it was the best one I could do. 9.5 million up for grabs. But we are going to start training. I haven't done training in a little while. I didn't do it in the last season of the Arsenal career mode. But we are going to do it here. I see Haidara as a big part of my team for the future. So I'm going to go ahead and put him in. I want to improve his defending because we do definitely need a bit more of a defensive midfielder, seeing as we've got Campbell next to him. So let's do his defending and his dribbling maybe. I mean, maybe doesn't need it. What do we do here? We've got... His passing's pretty good as it is. We could do speed shooting. No, I'm not feeling that either. We'll go with the dribbling. Race against the clock. Let's improve his agility or sprint speed a little bit, you know, a bit of both. Right, next we're going to go with... I guess we put one of the centre... Well, we could put Konate and Upamecano in, couldn't we? Man, they've got such an amazing defence. I could go 3 at the back. Have Konate, Upamecano, Mukiele as 3 centre-backs. I've just realised how good that could actually be at some point. So maybe we try that at some point. But let's go ahead and put Konate in. I kind of want to keep him for the longest out of the defenders we've got. I actually rate him higher than Upamecano, by the way, just saying. Let's improve his defending just because why wouldn't you? You already know Konate is one of my favourites in the game when I did my top 5 players in FIFA 20 video. He just becomes unbelievable. We'll do his dribbling as well because it's always good to have a defender that's quick and good with the ball at his feet because you're going to be passing it around the back a little bit if you like me at least. And then I think we go with Klosterman maybe. Or do we go with Upamecano? See, if we are going to be selling players that we don't necessarily want to sell, we might as well try and get them as high as possible because then we'll get more money, right? So maybe Upamecano would be a good shout. But then again, Klosterman, let's get him to 80 rated first. We're going to go ahead and do that. His defending's decent. Might do his agility's a little low. His dribbling could be better as well. He will be getting forward a lot. So even though it's improving his sprint speed, which certainly doesn't need improving, I think the ball control, agility, and dribbling could be good. But then again, defensively, he could be better. I think we'll do his defending first. We can't, unfortunately, do more than 5 drills. So we'll stick with that. I'm happy with that. Very nice indeed. And we're going to get into this preseason tournament and get it done in this episode. Now, I'm not going to be simming it with the team out. I'm going to use the calendar. Therefore, it will use some of the younger players. And we get a 2-1 win against Benfica. Very nice indeed. What's in the emails? Scout report for Bailey. And then we got some player chats. Players that I've listed, basically. And thank you very much, Peter. I am excited about the future. Glad we're aligned. Glad we're aligned. Glad we're aligned. Oh, don't you just love the detail that they've gone into here? The same replies, the same questions every time. It's so difficult to add in any others, you know. Loan offer for Mvogo. He's our backup keeper. Blocked. We're not going to be accepting any loan offers for him. Don't really want to use Mvogo, of course, because we do have such a good goalkeeper. But you never know. It might come in handy. And then we've got another 2-1 win. So we are going through to the next stage. And let's go again here. Up against Valencia. A 1-0 win. Wow, we went unbeaten in those 3 games. That's great to see. We have Porto in the semi-finals. Transfer offer here for Forsberg. Blocked. We're not selling Forsberg. He's going to be amazing fun. 2 million. Thank you very much. We've got some scout reports back now. Let's see what Dilrosun was, because I was tempted. I was tempted to go with Dilrosun. 73 rated. It wouldn't have been as good as Tovan, that's for sure. And Bailey, like, although I get it, Bailey is the better player, obviously. I wasn't feeling it as much. I think it would have been a bit too much. Why would he go to RB Leipzig? You know, I think he's already at that level. He could probably take a step up and end up at, you know it, Bayern. Or maybe go to the Premier League or play for PSG or whatever, Madrid, Barcelona at some point. Who knows? So I kind of didn't feel it. It might have been a little bit too much. So we're going to remove Rafinha and Dilrosun here. I'll keep Bailey and Havertz on there because you never know. Do we need to sign another centre-back? I don't think so. He's just going to be there if we need him. Szoboszlai and Haaland, we're not going to go for now, but definitely want to sign Haaland at some point. Do we just do it? No, we don't. We've got Werner for now. Paulson. We've got Kuhnher on the bench. I need to learn how to say his name. And then we've got Schick as well on loan, which is pretty sick. Haha, get it? Top jokes there. Right, let's simulate another bit of training here. Konate getting an A and a B, almost 80 rated already. That is fantastic to see. And let's play the Porto game here. Oh, we've had an offer come in already for Ilshanka. He is on 35k per week. It's a lot of money. I'm going to ask for a little bit more here. just because why not? I'm going to ask for 4.2, and I won't take less than 4.2. That's what I want for him. He's worth more than they offered. Seemed like a little bit of a cheeky offer, that. So let's sim the semi-finals here. And a 3-0 win, and we have Inter Milan in the final. Big game. We will simulate with our top team for that one. We've got an injury. 4 days. God damn it, the keeper's out. We don't need the scout reports. Let's get this final done, and then we can do our final bit of training. They've agreed 4.2 million. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and accept that. I'm sure he's a good player. I didn't use him in my couple of games that I played, but I didn't feel like I wanted to. So we're going to use that team. Everyone was ready to go, except from the keeper, of course. So Mvogo will be coming in. Can we beat Inter Milan? Technically away from home. Whey, we did it. 4-3 on penalties. Werner, Lukaku scoring the goals. Shame it doesn't show you who scored the penalties. But we've won the preseason tournament, so we make a little bit of money. I'm surprised we got Tovan so cheap, actually. I was expecting closer to 45, maybe even 50 million. So I'm quite glad that it wasn't that much. We just won 4 million there. So it was a 9.5 million euros reward for winning. So it's quite a nice amount of money. Let's go ahead and jump into training again. Konate is already 80 rated. You love to see it. And that's a very good start to this career mode. I'm really excited for this one. It is going to be very different when it comes to selling players, because I am going to have to lose players that maybe I really like and I almost rely on. Players like Werner, they're going to be carrying me in those games where I'm struggling. But I want the series to have that. I want to be RB Leipzig. You know, they will lose players like that. So bringing in Tovan's a great bit of business. I'm happy with that lineup. We'll make changes as we go. But that is going to be the end of the first episode. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. And yes, by the way, first picture has arrived. I'm still waiting for this one. But there is the glorious Emirates Stadium. Very nice indeed. I might as well full screen it so you guys can see. There you go. The setup is coming along very nicely. We are getting there. Thanks for watching, guys. And I will see you for episode 2 very soon.